Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 53 of our Input Left Pokemon Diamond Randomizer Nuzlocke. We just defeated Volkner, the 8th gym leader, and secured our 8th gym badge in the previous episode, and now we have set foot into Victory Road in the penultimate challenge of this, well, challenge run. TM62 Silver Wind. That's not that useful. All right,
Here we are.
And we promised you. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
I just said, here we are.
Oh, here we
I
are.
was just jumping on that, yeah.
Oh,
wow, you're a
Choice
pro.
Scarf.
What a pro.
Choice Scarf is interesting. I'd probably rather have Band or Specs, but Scarf is not bad. Although in a randomizer, I feel like the choice items are not as powerful usually. Anyways, we promised you in the last episode that we would give you our takes on Pokémon Legends Arceus based on the new information in the new trailer they just dropped this August. And promises made, promises kept. Oh, it's a mirror match.
Oh, except
Joe, why don't you start us off?
let me just say, except we have the seals and they do not. Oh, you're gonna switch out? No fun bunch.
I'd rather take the... I mean, there's a real risk of just dying here if they like crit close combat us, right? So, because I don't think our close combat will kill them, but if they crit us,
don't you want
it
Notorious RBG in there? Fighting type moves can't hit
that
it.
would work.
Fire type moves are gonna be special and won't do as much damage.
Yeah, but I was thinking like we'd probably one shot with Psychic with Mori. Like we take a close combat, it's at -1. I think Mori is probably gonna be ultimately the safer choice here, but certainly a viable option because if it flamethrowers or whatever, Dusknoir, that could still punishment. That's not gonna kill, but that's a little scary. Actually, that did very little damage. Never mind, it's not scary.
So granted, I didn't spend that much time on these trailers, but it looked like, I'm so glad it looked like, minus I have concerns over the frame rate. It looks
not as many as I did before, but I get that still.
In terms of the graphics, in terms of what we saw of the gameplay, it looks like the Breath of the Wild Pokemon game we wanted. I mean, so it's gonna be, it can always be better, but until I play it, who can say? But I don't know. I mean, seeing like there's a scene where he's like riding on the legendary like deer, and then there's a lot of Pokemon riding mechanics and like in the water as well. So it gives you that kind of Breath of the Wild like horse riding kind of experience. There's like a paragliding, right? I think that was the thing. It just graphically it looks way better. It looks like there's gonna be villages with NPCs, probably quests.
At least one village. I'm definitely hoping for more than just the one, and I suspect we probably will get more than just the one, but yeah.
So I think it looked really cool. Very excited for it, and I think in general, I just think like Pokemon to stay relevant needs to do more like with its characters that completely, not just like spice up the formula, but like do whole different shit with it. And like this is a great way to do it. Pokemon Unite was, I think, a pretty strong way to go. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be really fun. I hope.
Yeah, I have a very similar take. I think it's also a really nice way that Pokemon is branching out in a number of different elements with Legends Arceus, because they're changing up the battle system a bit. They're changing up quite drastically the time period that Pokemon is set in. They're finally really meaningfully exploring the earlier days of Pokemon training. It's a very different kind of way of exploring the world. There's like, actual side quests and stuff, it looks like. It's very intriguing, and I just hope that they deliver on it. The one thing is like I do still want there to be like trainer battles probably.
Yeah.
And I want there to be a lot of NPCs still, which is, like a similar thing to Breath of the Wild, right? Where at times, like, one of my critiques of that game would just be that, like, I wish there was more NPCs and more, like, you know, settlements of civilization to interact with.
Right.
And so I hope that Legends Arceus isn't like, yeah, you've got Jubilife Town and then basically nothing else, because that would be really disappointing for me.
Yeah.
But on the whole, it looks very promising. I'm certainly far more excited for it than I am for the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Yeah, I also love the like Hisui region variants they're doing of these Pokemon. Basque Legion,
evil
like
versions.
this. Yeah. The Basque Legion, which is like the evolution to Basculin that they have there, where it's like the souls of like all the other Basculin that failed in the journey upstream, like fuse into it or whatever. I love that. That's awesome.
You're not gonna get extrasensory?
Psychic is better than extrasensory. We already have a better move.
Okay. Yeah, I actually the kind of holy shit moment for me was when I think it's when the evil like Pokemon like runs up and like is it gonna attack
and it actually attacks the trainer.
That to me,
you can like get KO'd.
That was like okay, this is what we need to see. Like, let's put real stakes here. No more make your dogs fight, but like you're in this world, you're a participant. You know, your character is gonna matter. It's not just like it's not just like
and your trainer actually like reacts like even in the fights where you're commanding one of your Pokemon. Your trainer reacts to what's happening. Like, there's scenes I saw where, like, the Luxray attacks your Pokemon, but, like, you're nearby, and you get knocked on your ass by the impact, you know?
Yep.
Like, stuff like that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I love the way they're incorporating, like, the whole ride Pokemon idea of, like, you jump off a cliff, like we see in the trailer, and then you start gliding with the Hisui and Braviary, or riding the Basque Legion, or the Weirdeer, or whatever. I love the mounts. I hope that you can have like your Pokemon follow you maybe to some extent in general and not just like the mounts would be cool. But yeah, I mean there's a lot of really cool things they're doing here. I don't want to miss. I don't think.
Yeah, give up. Yeah,
and I'm really excited to see what they do with it.
I was kind of worried like I know I don't think you played like Pokepark or anything like that, but I was kind of worried that in the first trailer, like, you just see him chucking balls at a distance. And this would just be a collecting game, and, like, you get too close, the Pokemon just runs away. But no, it's like, there's stakes, you know, it's your Pokemon are your defense in the wilderness. And also your way of getting around, so it looks very promising. Very promising.
Yeah, like, it doesn't seem quite as survivally minded as Breath of the Wild, perhaps. But there are those elements to it. Yeah, probably not. Yeah. But I love the crafting mechanics where like you harvest the apricorns and stuff, and you have to make your own Pokeballs. Like that's awesome. I'm really down for that kind of thing.
They need the Breath of the Wild cooking sound effect. Like.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of great decisions they've already made. Like I'm much more excited than when I saw the first trailer, which intrigued me a lot, and I was like, there's a lot of potential here. I just hope they actually, you know, follow through on that potential, and I'm a lot more confident that they will at this point.
This is where I need, like, you know how in Breath of the Wild there's like the giant dragon in the jungle.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That just flies around, and that's like, to me, is the most immersive, like, cool shit. Like, this is where I need like a giant ravine where you just look down and you see like Dialga marching across, and he'll kill you if you get too close.
Yeah, no, I unironically agree. I want there to be a lot of mystery in this world. I want there to be a ton of optional crap you can just go around and find out, you know, and find for yourself. Because that's what Breath of the Wild achieved, I think, for me, was like this feeling of my experience with this game is like unique, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things even if it's not true, it made you feel that way.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I definitely am hoping for with this. So.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know. So it'll be also really cool. Like, I don't know what the player to player is for either of these two games. Like, I guess I saw an online lobby for
Yeah, seems
Diamond.
pretty standard with the Diamond and Pearl remakes. They mentioned that Legends Arceus is meant to be much more of a single player game.
Yeah.
And it seems like the only interaction so far they've mentioned for it is I think you can like trade Pokemon.
Yeah.
But another noteworthy thing about this game, there's only one version of it as far as we know, right?
Right.
So they aren't like they're really, I think, trying to emphasize the fact that it's meant to be more of a self-contained single player experience, which I'm a big fan of.
Well, even though
Because I'm antisocial.
Even though I don't use the Pokemon Bank or whatever, I hope I hope it's compatible. I hope it lets you like.
I think they mentioned that both. Yeah, like Legends Arceus and the Gen 4 remakes. I think they said both of them are going to become compatible eventually with Pokemon Bank, or Pokemon Home is the new thing. I don't know if that's a two-way street or just a one-way. I'm thinking it's probably just a one-way, but yeah.
Well, you might think that you'd want some specific tie-in between those games within themselves, like because they're both Gen 4, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm expecting that there will be like some additional little references to Legends Arceus in BDSP. Is what I'm thinking.
Sorry.
There's nothing wrong with BDSP.
No, I know. No, it's just I don't know.
You just keep thinking of BDSM.
Yeah, it's a very weird, like, very close acronym.
Oh, that's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Well, in
I think
Japanese,
that, like,
it doesn't quite translate that way.
You may have noticed that, like, in Legends Arceus, they have a clear, like, Professor Rowan type character who's, like, the mayor or whatever. And then there's also a Cyrus type character who's the, like, head of the exploration team or whatever. And I think that, those characters may get referenced to some degree in BDSP. At least I would be shocked if they do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's, looking pretty exciting. It might be like, I don't know if you know this, but Sonic Generation, sorry, not Generation. Sonic Mania, which you played, right?
Nope.
You haven't played Sonic Mania?
Nope. I've heard it's really good. I've heard it's
such
one of the best
good
Sonic
game.
games ever made.
One of the best games ever made. That's a great 2D platform.
Whoa.
That comes out of the fan community, basically.
It does. I'm aware of the history behind it. I know a lot about the Sonic franchise, despite having only really played one game.
I highly recommend it. It's not too late. Sonic Mania, like Ultimate Edition or whatever. It's on the Switch. Whatever it is, deluxe. You get to play as Ray the Flying Squirrel and some other character from that was brought back. But Sonic Generation or Sonic Mania and that other stupid one with the 3D one. What is it? Came out around that time.
Colors, Forces.
Yeah. Sonic Mania.
Boom.
I already said Forces. Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces had like they referenced each other, so it was supposed to be like Sonic Forces takes place after Sonic Mania, when classic Sonic like gets like sucked into the future again. I don't know. There's something like that, but it would be really cool if there's like some Easter eggs like that. You know, that connected to. That's all I was going with.
Yeah. No, I do know that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are being outsourced to a separate studio, so that may hamper connectivity in that respect. But I don't know how much collaboration there is necessarily between Game Freak's primary team and whoever they have like supervising that production. So surprisingly, it's possible not much will come of it. But you'd think, just given how closely they're releasing, that they're both games returning to the Sinnoh region, surely there will be something, right? That's what one would expect, at least, I think.
Expect hope.
You can only.
Oh, look at this guy.
Let me take a measure of how much you have raised your Pokemon.
Even the little music, like the trainer spotting you music, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Oh, I'm so excited for the music of both of these. The remake, because they have like remade tracks, right? Like updated.
I mean, yeah, I doubt they would use the same like synthetic music from these games. So
I'm very excited for the remixes, and then yeah, I would really love. They probably won't do this. I'd really love if they made music in Legends Arceus that was like, kind of like referencing in subtle ways the original tracks.
They're definitely going to
like
do
motifs.
Oh yeah, like Jubilife Town is going to have a very similar like motif, I'm sure, to Jubilife City, like 100%.
With real like violin and stuff. That would be so cool.
Well, that's what I think. I think they're going to, like, the main difference is going to be in instrumentation.
Right.
Where I feel like Legends Arceus is going to use a lot of traditional, like, Japanese instruments, right? Whereas, I think PDSP is probably going to use more of, like, classic orchestrated stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh, now I'm real hyped for the soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to make a plug for our listeners.
Okay.
For our listeners, if you haven't watched this brilliant anime called Erased yet,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch that shit. It's only like 12 episodes. I just got Will to watch it. Would you say you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's definitely good. It's not that long, which makes it easier to. That's a plus. What the hell?
Yeah,
Let me
I know.
finish.
Okay, go on.
I was gonna say it's not that long, which means that it's easier to consume, right? Whereas it's not like we're saying like, oh, you should watch One Piece, like it's very easy to.
It gets good after episode 500. Just stick with it.
Right. Like it's the kind of show that you can definitely just sit down and like you can watch it in like a week, and that accessibility is definitely nice, and it means that it's paced pretty well also. At least in my opinion. Like, obviously, things that are short can still be poorly paced, but I think that this is not one such thing.
Pretty fast.
And,
a little fast, if anything. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Oh.
I think it's. I would almost say it's a little slow in a few places. I think towards the end it speeds up a bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's a matter of personal disagreement, but it's just like it's a really good show. It's got like strong themes. It's fun to watch. It's intense, but not too intense. I feel like there's a little bit of something for everyone in there.
Who are you, IGN? That's good. Yeah.
I mean, we're getting our review. Isn't that the whole point?
That's true. Yeah. I think there's a joke. I think there's a joke that I think it's IGN that kind of likes to say. There's a little something in it for everyone.
Oh, is there?
I don't know. I think I saw that somewhere.
I've heard that about like I've heard that be like a kind of a joke before, but I don't remember like who specifically it's meant to make fun of. It might be IGN. The IGN joke I know of course, is the infamous 7.8 out of 10 too much water.
Oh yeah, of course.
For Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire of all things.
And we need that to be the review for Legends Arceus as well.
7.8 out of 10. Too many wild Pokemon.
Too many Pokemon.
Yeah. Too much land. Too much mountain. And the funny thing is that like that is a fair critique, but the main problem is that IGN's old like system with like which was it effectively a 100-point scale combined with sorry, I just had to think about that term for a second. Combined with like their stupid little like bullet point thing at the bottom. Like the way they used to do reviews was like designed for you to just scroll to the bottom and like only read that.
Yeah.
And it really like it sucks the soul out of the review, right? Like there is a criticism of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire where it's like the latter half of the game, which is mostly water routes, they're too similar to one another, and it gets kind of old after a while. especially because there are random encounters on every single tile if you aren't using a repel. That's a completely legitimate critique.
Right.
But to distill it into too much water sounds very stupid and reductive, right? So.
Thank you for coming to the defense of that poor reviewer, who I'm sure it's probably on like this review team blacklist. Like.
Yeah. Well, I just want to make sure that, you know, people direct their disdain at like the corporate structure of IGN and not, you know, the individual reviewer who made that, which I don't think anybody necessarily does, but you know. The problem I have with games journalism is almost never the journalists, it's the companies that control them.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely varying levels of awareness of games, how games are. But yeah, for sure the companies are. I mean, I'm not saying that like
a journalist can never be wrong. I'm just saying that like
I'm not saying that you're
in this case, in this case the critique is explicitly born from the corporate policy of how reviews were meant to be done. Man. That might be really good for Pope Francis or Groudon, just like choice band earthquake stuff. Could be a problem if you run into something with levitate or a flying type, but for most things that's gonna like just hit super freaking hard. Also means you can't swords dance, but yeah.
Well, it's just an option.
Yeah, definitely a valuable thing to consider.
Oh, this is gonna be. How long does the like? How many trainers are in here? I don't even remember.
Like at least like a dozen. Yeah.
Okay. So this is like.
So we're like almost halfway through, I'd say.
Oh, that's not bad in one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole fully evolved thing I thought was gonna make this game really scary, but there's just a lot of. Maybe it's just there's so many single and two-stage Pokemon I didn't even realize. But we keep rolling so many like, you know, non-evolved. Well, like Pokemon that don't have like 3 stages, right? So they're not so terrifying.
I'm also just good at Pokemon. Like, let's not completely remove my agency.
Yeah, I mean.
That Machamp Umbreon could have been scary if I hadn't set up the Dragonite synergy with Groudon's Earthquake. And just debuff them.
Sure. Yeah, but it was like Umbreon, which is okay. Like Machamp, also not. He's 3-stage, but
Machamp is very good.
Okay,
let's not shit on Machamp here. Machamp is a strong Pokemon.
All right, fair. But I'm not seeing the Garchomps. You know? I'm not seeing the.
We encountered a surprising number of them earlier in the game. You'll recall, and they were very scary back then. In fact, one of was that what. No, I think Spiritomb is what eventually killed Sotomayor. I think she actually outlasted a Garchomp earlier in the game.
Yeah. She like surprisingly survived the Garchomp.
Yeah, because I think the Garchomp threw her something. Like we were intending to sack her, but the Garchomp did something stupid. Yeah. If I hadn't flipped that Probopass and it had gone a Power Gem off, it might have taken me down to roughly half health. Okay,
Ariados, yeah, come on.
Sucker Punch, though? No. Shadow Sneak? No. Agility. Yeah, that's nice. Hard countered by Fly here, because now it'll outspeed me and waste its turn. Even if I miss, I don't take any damage. But I don't miss.
That's true.
Actually, we still outsped it. So, never mind. But,
that is true, though. The worst it could do is it's still like speed up to the point where it misses you. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
There's just so much in my past. I don't totally remember how to navigate this room. I feel like I always get a little confused by it. So
the water is
I'll just meander around.
It looks more aquamarine than deep blue, to be quite honest.
Sure.
Joe?
Jojo. Let's see if they are actually JoJo. No, sad.
See, here it goes again, you know, like Quagsire.
Quagsire is actually solid,
Sure,
but yeah,
Pseudo. Quagsire's only a 2-stage too, right?
Both of them are 2 stages if you factor in Bonsai.
I don't count Bonsai. That's a baby stage.
But he is a baby Pokemon, so I understand that.
And you didn't start with Bonsai, right? Like Bonsai was like
yes,
Gen 4.
This game introduced it. Yeah.
Which great Pokemon, by the way. Bonsai, not Pseudo. Oh?
I was gonna say, like, that has to be a crit, because I was not expecting that to one-shot the Quagsire. I don't even know if it'll one-shot the Sudowoodo, because Sudowoodo is a little bit bulkier. Oh, alright.
Easy money. Yeah, you're just good.
That crit I'm pretty sure mattered, but I think Kala would have outsped and Dragon Clawed and killed it anyways.
You're so good at Pokemon.
I'm really good at Pokemon, dude. Yep. I mean, the fact that we still have this Dragonite and that we caught this Groudon on some level, you know, is because of good decision making earlier in the game, right?
Well,
or am I just coping?
No, we had some close calls throughout the game, so let's not erase that. Erased.
Yeah, tag yourselves. I'm Kenya from Erased. Is this the way I'm supposed to go? Oh no, it's a cool item.
Pearl, like diamond and pearl.
Like, oh, it's symbolic.
Oh, nice.
I think that's for EV trading, so probably not that helpful.
Well, I think this is a good place to end this episode.
I think you might be right, yeah, right around the halfway point.
Yep.
We can crank out.
Like, subscribe.
The rest.
Tell us, who is your favorite water Pokemon in a game with way too
there's
much,
a lot to choose from.
Too much water, you know. So,
what's yours, Joe? If you had to name off the top of your head, first thing comes to mind.
Yeah, Wailord is the first thing that comes up to my head. I'm also a big Empoleon fan.
I think I'm gonna go with my OG Swampert, but there's a lot of contenders. I really like water Pokemon.
That's good. All right. See you next time.
See you next time, guys.